So this time last year, I was in Vegas on the show floor of CES, as you can see, getting actual hands-on with all the new tech. This year is a little bit different. As you can see, I'm still at home, but I still want to give you guys a bit of a walkthrough and tour of some of LG's new launches. This is their brand new 2021 stuff. A big thank you to LG for partnering with me on this video. They basically asked if I give you guys a tour of their virtual showroom, focusing on the LG Grams because they've had a pretty big upgrade, and also their new displays for both gamers and pro users. It's not the most sophisticated experience, this virtual showroom, but you do get all the information you need, and I will leave a link in the description below if you want to check this out for yourself. So let's start with the LG Gram, and there's a ton of upgrades this year. We've got refreshed 14, 16, and 17-inch models, plus a couple of 2-in-1s, and they've obviously got new hardware with Intel 11th gen processors, including the much faster Xe graphics, Thunderbolt 4, high resolution, more color accurate displays. Pretty big upgrades actually, and one of the headlines is that they've taken the 15 and now it's become a 16-inch version because they've trimmed the bezels, made everything a bit more compact. So now we're getting officially the world's lightest 16-inch laptop, which is very impressive, although there aren't a ton of other 16-inch laptops, so it's quite a niche category. But considering the LG Gram 17, so the big flagship 17-inch weighs just 1.35 kilograms, the 16's 1.2 kilograms, and the 14-inch, the smallest one, is just a kilogram. And paired with this new premium design, including much thinner bezels, bigger trackpad, a slightly flatter keyboard, faster Thunderbolt 4 ports, and also i5 and i7 11th gen Tiger Lake processors. The 2-in-1s have also been refreshed if you're into your 360 hinges and you fancy using their stylus pen to do some drawing or doodling. For me, I genuinely get the most use out of the LG Gram, the traditional clamshell version of the laptops. And along with all the other upgrades, one of the big new features, for me at least, is the fact that every model now gets a 16:10 aspect ratio, which previously only the 17-inch flagship did. Now they all get it. So you get that little bit extra vertical screen space, which just makes using it a lot nicer. Also, both the 16 and 17-inch come with Quad HD resolution, so 2560 by 1600, whereas the 14-inch sticks with Full HD, which I think makes sense given its size, because you're always trying to balance the battery life with the sharpness of the resolution. The screens themselves have also had a bit of a refresh now with 99% DCI P3 color coverage, so if you are doing color-sensitive workloads like your photo editing, then that will come in handy. And actually, as I'm just flicking through the colors here, this snow white version of the Gram does look pretty nice. I would have liked to see maybe an option for like a NVIDIA MX 350 or 450 graphics chip as well for some slightly more intense graphical workloads. I mean, we're still getting a pretty big upgrade with the Xe integrated graphics. It's often twice as fast as last year's 10th gen processors, which is pretty incredible year on year. But based on the specs and what I can see from this new design, I think this is probably one of the biggest upgrades we've seen to the Gram range in 2 or 3 years actually, and I really can't wait to get hands-on with these properly. Alright, so that's a quick look at the LG Gram laptops, but let's move on to some monitors. Let's start with their ultrafine collection. So LG, as well as making lots of gaming monitors, also produce some very high quality professional displays. And one of the standouts this year, when it loads, there we go, but it's the LG Ultrafine OLED Pro, the 32EP950, LG's first OLED monitor. And actually, if you saw my video from a couple of days ago where I was testing out switching to an OLED TV as a monitor, this could actually be exactly what I was looking for. 4K OLED, and we're hitting 99% P3, 99% Adobe RGB, true 10-bit color. I mean, as good as these IPS displays are, there's just nothing that compares to the contrast, that sort of 1,000,000:1 contrast, the deep, inky, rich colors that you get from an OLED. And while there are quite a few OLED TVs you can buy now, OLED monitors are still very few and far between. This really isn't the best way of showing off the new tech, but as you can see, it's a pretty subtle design, no fancy RGBs or anything. This is definitely a professional grade monitor. But as I say, 4K, OLED, top of the line color accuracy. I can't wait to test this one myself. Okay, next up, I want to show you this, the new 40WP95C, and as it says on the tin, it is a 40-inch curved ultra-wide monitor, 5K by 2K, DCI-P 98%, HDR10, Thunderbolt 4, improved speakers. So this is another high-level sort of editing professional monitor, and the main benefit of having this 5K resolution is you can actually edit back 4K natively, because the problem with this particular monitor I've got here, which is 3840 by 1600, is you haven't got quite that 21 by 60 vertical resolution, so you can't quite play back 4K natively, as I say. So with this is a 5120 by 2160, so you're getting full 4K and a bit more in an ultra-wide monitor, which is going to be perfect for creative professionals, editors like me, I guess. So I can't wait to get hands-on with this myself. I don't know if it's high refresh though. I don't think it is, which would be a bit of a shame. I'm currently using the 38WN95C. I made a video all about that a couple days ago. And for me, the benefit of that is you have all these pro features as well as G-Sync and 144Hz. So it's like a sort of best of both worlds. I think this is just more aimed at creative professionals. But considering this is 38 inches, it's going to be a little bit bigger than even this, but then you are getting that higher resolution as well. So this is actually going to be a pretty cool new monitor. I can't wait to review it properly. All right, last but not least, let's have a little look at their new UltraGear Gaming Monitors. And actually, if you are interested in any of these, I will leave links below, as well as 2 surveys that LG are running. One for the LG grams, one for the monitors. They're just little Gleam links below. Enter the survey, and you can win some prizes. That's about it, really. So check those out in the description. But what I want to show you next is this guy, the LG 27GP950. And it's a 27-inch 4K monitor. We've seen those before, but this has HDMI 2.1, which I think is going to be a lot more common in 2021. But crucially, it means you can plug in your PS5, your Xbox Series X or S, and it will unlock that full 4K 120. The problem with almost all PC monitors at the moment is that they only go up to HDMI 2, which limits you to 4K 60. And as more games come out offering 120Hz and maybe even 4K 120Hz, this is going to be really helpful. So this is like a next generation PC and console gaming monitor. So 27-inch nano IPS, still very color accurate, 98% P3, HDMI 2.1 with VRR, variable refresh rate, and NVIDIA G-Sync compatibility, 1 millisecond gray-to-gray response time, so super fast, and a 160Hz overclocked refresh rate. I imagine that's 144 normally, and also HDR, display HDR 600. So decent HDR, high refresh, 4K, HDMI 2.1. I kind of wish there was a 32-inch version as well, but yeah, if you're looking for a new monitor to pair with your PC and your games consoles, this is probably going to be the one to go for. We're also getting this guy, which is a little bit more of a mainstream gaming monitor, the 32GP850, so 32 inches, NVIDIA G-Sync compatible, HDR10, 1 millisecond response time, IPS, and 180Hz overclock. So just a nice all-round big gaming monitor there. Finally, we're also getting a new ultra-wide gaming monitor, the 34GP950G. Catchy names, right? 34-inch Quad HD, G-Sync Ultimate, which is pretty interesting, and that supports, G-Sync at a higher range of refresh rates and also HDR, because we're getting display HDR 600, 180Hz overclocked refresh rate, still 1 millisecond response times, and even still 98% DCI P3. So across the board, whatever you go for, we're still getting really color accurate displays, which is quite nice to see. But yeah, between these 3 gaming monitors, I think, as I say, for me, the most exciting new one is this new 27-inch HDMI 2.1. I kind of wish the other ones were also 2.1. It would be nice if that was sort of the standard across the board. I'm guessing maybe it costs a little bit more to implement that, but still, it's good to see that we are getting a dedicated 2.1 next-gen console monitor from LG. So we've got all new LG grams with refreshed designs and updated hardware. We've got the new OLED Pro displays, which I can't wait to try out. The brand new 40-inch 5K ultra-wide, and also 3 new UltraGear gaming displays, including that HDMI 2.1 next-gen console monitor. So out of all those, which one are you most excited for? And also, which ones would you like to see reviews for on this channel? Let me know in the comments below. And if you do want to check this out for yourself, as I say, description below, as are those 2 LG surveys, where you can also win some prizes as well if you enter a few details. Thank you so much for watching, guys. And if you do want to see more from me, if you didn't hate the video, click that subscribe button down below, and hopefully the next video you'll see, I'll actually have a physical product to show you. And I'll catch you next time right here on the Tech Chat.